Mariners get 4 home runs and yet still can't win opening day. We're going to discuss everything in game 1. Hi, everyone. My name is Sam Edwards. Thanks so much for joining me here on Mariners Daily. If you haven't already, freaking subscribe and get locked in for the season because despite this loss, it's going to be a great season. So you're going to want to stay up to date on every single game of the Mariners this season. Let's get into the game recap. Mariners lose this game 4-6 in a disappointing fashion. It's just a big time bummer, and it's just player out of nowhere on the freaking Cleveland Guardians, Chase DeLauter, just absolutely dominates this game, despite a leadoff home run from Brendan Donovan, which absolutely fired me up. Dominic Canzone with 2 home runs of his own, and Luke Raley with a home run as well. I mean, the offense showed a lot of life, and then it also had a lot of problems that we're going to get into later in the show. But it's a lot of positives, a lot of good things. You know, Luke Raley had the top exit velocity for either team yesterday with 113.8 miles per hour off the bat on the homer, and then Canzone with the longest distance on the day, 444 feet on his second home run that he hit later in the game. So plenty of good things to talk about. Still some problems. We're gonna get into all of it. Let's get into the Gilbert review here. Breaking down what Logan Gilbert did in this start. I think he looked pretty good, honestly. I think he looked pretty good in this game. It was not perfect, but we did see the new cutter come through, and I'm going to talk about it. And the reason that we could be worried is just because of that pitch and what it means, basically. It means that he needs another weapon to go along with that four seamer that he can get strikes on because the slider has not been it as of late. As of late, meaning like late last season and now in this start as well. He went 5 1/3 innings pitched, 5 hits given up, 3 earned runs, 7 strikeouts, 1 home run, obviously two Chase DeLauter. Yeah, it's not a terrible slash line. Honestly, he did pretty well, only 86 pitches as well. So I think if we really trusted him, I think he could have gotten out of that inning for sure. But I'm okay with them taking it a little bit slow with him. He threw the four seamer 33% of the time. That pitch looked fantastic. It was getting swings and misses. It was getting called strikes. It was doing everything that you expect that four seamer to do. The splitter looked pretty good. I think there was a couple that were hung a little bit too much in the zone for my liking, which scares me just a little bit. But that's also kind of the MO of the splitter in general. So take a breath. It's going to be okay. Let's not overreact too hard to any of these pitches. Then the cutter comes in. He used the cutter 20% of the time. At least that's what Baseball Savant has on their stat sheet. I'm curious to see what other sites like Pitcher List, which is another great site to check out if you're really into pitching. I'm curious to see how many they have because a lot of times they have a different system of regulating, figuring out what pitches are what pitches based on movement and speed. Because the cutter obviously can kind of go based off the slider as well. He threw the cutter, according to Baseball Savant, 20% of the time, and threw the slider 17% of the time, and then threw 4 curveballs. Um, yeah, the slider is the pitch that I'd be worried about, not necessarily the new cutter. I'm okay with the cutter right now. And honestly, him throwing it 20% of the time and getting a decent amount of strikes on it as well is pretty encouraging. He left a couple in the middle of the plate, one especially that I can think of that got shot down the line, that scored 2 of the runs. So, you know, it's a work in progress pitch, I think, and it's one that he needs to be careful with. Now, the slider is the one that I'm a little worried about. It did have a decent whiff percentage, but 3 of the 5 hard hit balls that he gave up in this start. Now, once again, hard hit balls are based on a 95 mile per hour exit velocity off the bat. He gave up 5 of those in the start, which is, not amazing, but it's also not terrible. Most of them were ground balls, actually. 3 of those hard hit balls were from the slider. So that's kind of the pitch that I'm looking at here, and one that I would need to see improved just a little bit. I think if he doesn't have his slider, then it just puts all the more emphasis on the four seam splitter and cutter. I think he can get it done. I think he can get it done as he did this start. Like honestly, five and a third, 3 earned runs, 7 Ks. Like I'm happy with that start, especially for game one. Totally happy with that. Coming off spring training, of course, like totally okay with it. Jose Ferreira comes in to a clean inning, gives up 2 hits, one being a bloop single, one was very much deserved. That was a hard hit double. Gave up a bloop single, which is exactly what it sounds like. It was a bloop single, and I'm okay with it. He looked fine. I think he's going to be okay. I'm curious to see what Ferrer has going forward. Now, Gabe Spire is the one that you could argue is the worrisome guy in in this game here. And that was kind of, the a big moment in and of itself. I'll get to the big moment that I'm talking about in the next segment. But Spire did give up 3 hits over his inning pitched, 2 earned runs, 1 strikeout. Now the 2 earned runs are on a Jose Ramirez hit that was just insane, honestly. He threw a beautiful slider, Spire did, and beautiful as in it is exactly where it needs to be. It is down in the zone, and Jose just follows it and absolutely golfs this thing. And I've got nothing to say. I mean, hats off, man. That's just like Jose beating you. And if anybody is going to beat me on the Guardians, I'm okay with it being Jose. Those were the 2 earned runs that they needed. I mean, they weren't. No, they weren't. It got them 1 run ahead, which is really all they needed. I Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. It was a good pitch from Spire. I thought I'm okay with Spire going forward. There's no reason to overreact on one game. It was a great hit from Ramirez. Hats off to him. Now they do bring in Casey Legumina, which is a little weird for me. I didn't appreciate that. For the eighth inning in a 1-run game, we're giving Casey Legumina a chance along with Cooper Criswell in the ninth. Like it doesn't make any sense to me. Why are we going with these two guys in a 1-run game? Now obviously it's not like it made a difference necessarily, but I feel like home run off Criswell does make a difference in your overall vibe going into the bottom of the ninth. Not saying we would have done anything if he hadn't given up that run. I'm not saying that. We could have easily lost by 1 run. But it does feel a little weird of like, why are we going to these guys so quickly? Especially a guy in like Legumina who was like, maybe he's going to make the roster, maybe he isn't. We were pretty sure Criswell was. But also, you're bringing in Criswell for just 1 inning of work? Like, I thought we were saving him for like longer starts in case like one of your starters gets roughed up or something like that. I don't know. It's a little bit weird. Lagumina did get out of his inning with a strikeout, which was great. He did get 2 strikeouts in his inning of work, 1 hit, 1 walk. Criswell, like I said, did give up that 1 home run over his inning of work. That was the 1 hit. He also gave up a walk, but did get a strikeout of his own. Yeah, I don't know. I feel a little weird about it. I'd love to hear what you guys think about that choice to go with Legumina and Criswell there at the end of the game. I probably would have given Brash maybe the eighth just to keep us in the game, possibly. Now, once again, it maybe wouldn't have even made a difference, but also, let's say use Brash in the eighth, you still don't score a run. Okay, fine. Let's go with Legumina for the ninth inning. Maybe he would have pitched a clean inning like he did in the eighth. But once again, no guarantees. That's what I would have done just to keep us in the game for as long as possible. I mean, it's freaking opening day at home. Like, we can't just give ourselves just a little bit more shot before we like give up on the game. Like, whatever. I'm okay with it. Let's get to the other big moment here. This is a big moment where the offense kind of failed here. There's a lot of great moments in this offense from this game, but a couple key things I want to talk about. First one is the big moment, which was bottom of the fifth for me. 2 outs. Rivas walks. He took 1 walk this game, which was great. Donovan had 2 hits, one being this double along with the leadoff home run, which, my gosh, fire me up, baby. Yeah, Donovan shoots one the other way down the line for a double, gets Rivas to third. Cal Raleigh comes up, 2-2 count. Every pitch at this point, he starts him off with an up and in fastball, throws another one out of the zone, throws another up and in fastball, throws a cutter down and away, misses, and then throws another absolutely perfect up and in fastball at 95 miles an hour from Bybee for the swing and miss strikeout. It was kind of a perfect pitch, honestly, and you could tell they had that bat lined up perfectly versus Cal, and he just couldn't get to it. That's a huge moment, though. Second, third, 2 outs, bottom of the fifth. Game is close. I need Cal Raleigh to come through right there, and Cal just didn't do much in this game. He went 0 for 4. Julio was 0 for, and then as well as Julio, Cal. What am I forgetting? What am I doing here? Josh Naylor. Josh Naylor, dude, Naylor. He was swinging out of the zone. Was still making contact. I'm not worried about any of these guys necessarily, but I do need those three guys to come through. But the positive here is that the fact that even with those guys not coming through, it showed that we still have enough offense besides them. Brendan Donovan is still the table setter that we need him to be. Luke Rayleigh with the homer. Dominic Canzone with 2 home runs. I mean, he was my underrated pick. He was my breakout guy. Like, obviously, he broke out last year performance wise, but I want to see it over a full season, and I can't wait for this freaking season from Canzone. I'm freaking excited. So, yeah, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on this game. Give me your full breakdown. What do you think? How did you feel about Legumina coming in the eighth inning? How do you feel about Criswell in the ninth? It's like I'm okay with using one of those guys uh in the ninth inning if you're still down by one, but using them in the eighth, it just felt like giving up a little early. But what are you gonna do? All right. Game preview finishing off here. First off, I do actually want to just give a shout out to a couple old friends that had a good first game with their new squads. First off, Ben Williamson had a good game 1 with the Tampa Bay Rays. He went 3 for 4 with 1 RBI and 1 hard hit ball. And then Jorge Polanco had a good game with the Mets in their home opener, 1 for 3 with 2 walks, 1 hard hit for him as well. So listen, they're not on the team anymore. It's hats off to him. I'm totally okay with it. Obviously, Polanco would have been nice, but I think Brendan Donovan fits this team better. Just to reiterate every offseason topic that we've covered from this past season. But I do want to just hats off to those guys. I'll give you guys periodical updates on old friends like Williamson and Polanco. I want to see how they're doing. Just, good for you guys. I'm rooting for success. Just because they do well doesn't mean we have to, or just because they're off the team doesn't mean we have to root for them to fail, unless they're playing against us, then yes, I would like to be both of them. So either way, hats off to them. But game preview for this George Kirby start. This could be the beginning of some magical season we've got coming here from Kirby. But yeah, that slider is freaking filthy. The fastball is dope. And I just want to see the consistency, man. I really want to see George Kirby finally hit the peak that we know he can. And I feel like this could be the season. Oh my gosh. All right. I'm excited. I'm freaking excited. He's pitching against Gavin Williams here in game 2 versus the Guardians. We got to win the first game. Let's go. Got to win the first game. Let's go. Come on. I mean, we got to win one game, in this series at the very least. I still feel okay about this team, man. There's not many things that are going to make me panic unless unless we really hit a hole. But our offense is going to get cooking and Kirby will keep us in the game. And that's all you can ask for. So keep your eye on Kirby tonight. I'll see you back after the weekend with a full review of what happened and obviously a preview of what's to come. We got the Yankees series coming up. Yeah, get locked in, baby. Welcome to Mariners Daily. Freaking subscribe if you haven't already. Let's go. And I'll see you back next week. Have a good one.